Welcome to Elevated, a place where the mystical meets the everyday. I am Dawn, a stay-at-home mom to a wild and spirited boy, and a guide in the realms of Reiki, Akashic Records, natural healing, and soulful living. Here, we'll talk energy, intuition, spirituality, but also the realness of motherhood, wellness, and creating balance in the chaos of it all. So grab your tea, take a deep breath, and join me as we explore healing, alignment, and the beauty of both the magical and the messy. Welcome to Elevated. Welcome to Elevated, beautiful souls. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing wonderful. I'm your host, Dawn, and today I'm so excited to welcome a beautiful guest, Maureen Bandas from Angel Spiritual Connections. Maureen is a holistic practitioner and spiritual guide who supports clients through a variety of healing modalities, including energy work, hypnotherapy, Reiki, access bars, and advanced AO wellness scan technology. Her mission is to help people reconnect with their body's natural wisdom, restore balance, and step into greater health, clarity, and purpose. In today's conversation, we focus mainly on the AO wellness scans, what they are, how they work, and what they can reveal about energetic imbalances, and how frequency-based wellness tools may support stress relief, vitality, and overall well-being. We'll also talk about Maureen's healing journey and her intuitive approach, and how she helps clients feel empowered in their own wellness path. Whether you're curious about bioenergetics, holistic healing, or simply looking for new ways to support your health, this episode is packed with insight and inspiration. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. How did your journey into energy and frequency healing begin?
How did it begin? It began over 20 years ago and was actually in a single vehicle rollover where I actually got my awakening and got into the spiritual path. And yeah, it's incredible when you look back at when things happen in your life and how they change you and how they make you become this person that you're meant to be on this earth. Because everybody, I believe, has a purpose on this earth, and everybody eventually comes to that purpose. It's never too late. So when I had that rollover, it changed everything in my life. And I remember I was going up. I live in a valley, in the Coupal Valley, and it's beautiful. And it was around March 20 years ago, and I was going up the hill in the valley, and it was perfectly nice in the valley. And I get up on the top of the hill, and there's just a great big sheet of ice. And I thought that moment, I was trying to get control of the vehicle, and I thought, this is ridiculous, Maureen, just let it go. It's just time to release. And the moment I did that, and I was so angry at God, at myself for being in this situation. And as I was rolling in the air, I just felt this lightness. It's really hard to describe. To this day, it's even hard to describe. But I felt this energy, and this energy came through my whole entire body. And at that moment, when I was up in the air, it was like I didn't care anymore. I was ready. I was open. I was all these things that I never ever felt before. And I was just so at peace, so calm, so peace. And I just wanted to go with that light. I just wanted to go with that energy. I don't know where I was going to go, but I wasn't mad anymore. I wasn't angry anymore. Needless to say, after I landed on my four wheels, I looked around and I thought, holy crap. I actually said another word. And I thought, oh, I'm still here. Like I thought, oh my goodness, I'm still here. Like I really totally thought that day I was gonna die 20 years ago. Like I still don't understand how I made it, because the couple that picked me up on the country road really thought they couldn't believe that I walked away, and I was walking down the road after that, because after seeing my mangled up vehicle from that rollover. And that really changed a lot and shifted not only the way I thought of things, but it brought me back to my spirituality. We all have a spiritual side to us. We all have a physical, emotional, spiritual, mental side to us. But that rollover brought me back to my spirituality. And it just grew from there. I became an angel card reader. I did angel card readings for many years. up until 2013. Another really profound near-death experience happened. In 2013, my father did pass away. And that's when things shifted for me again. Another awakening happened. So that's when I got into healing, into all the different healing modalities that I'm doing right now. And I still was doing readings for people, and I don't do readings as much as I used to, but I'm more into now the healing modalities. So that's how my healing journey began, and that's how I started working into frequency is from my near-death experience 20 years ago, and then my father passing in 2013 is when I really got into it more, and I really got connected more to my spirit.
Isn't that amazing how when you do have trials like that, how it does change you? I know in 2018, my brother passed of cancer, but it was in 2017 that he was first diagnosed with cancer. And that's when I started into my Reiki spirituality as well. So I got my level 1 just, was it August of 2018? And my brother passed in October. But I find having that spirituality was able to actually help me with his passing and his grieving. And I know another lady that I know, she had a near-death experience and it's changed her 100% too. She's now doing psychic readings, and it's amazing how that can happen. And it's almost sad that it has to happen, but it's like our way of finally saying, yes, we are spiritual beings, and you needed almost that hard lesson to be able to learn from it, to see it.
Well, yeah, exactly. I agree with that. Sorry to hear about your brother. Hard to go through, and it's hard to lose our loved ones. And I think sometimes the universe just wants to get our attention.
Yes.
Really wants us to go on our path and what we're meant here to be. So things like that will happen to us. And I know, like 20 years before that rollover, I actually had another encounter, another spiritual encountering, and with my guardian angel. We were, I think I was in my 20s, and we were coming down number 11 highway from Regina to Saskatoon, from Saskatoon to Regina. And I was driving, and all of a sudden, I seen our back wheels and our vehicle. They came out of our car. And I was driving, and I looked, I could see these sparks, and we were just driving down the road. And I thought, holy crap, we got no wheels. And my husband looks at me, he just looks at me and says, be calm, dear. And the moment he said that, that's when I felt that same energy that I felt when I had the rollover 20 years ago in 2006. And when I was in my 20s driving this, that same energy came through my hands. And I was telling people, you know, Jesus took over the wheel, because I so believe in God and creator and angels. And I believe in that spiritual part. I was brought up Roman Catholic. I was brought up in a Catholic school, and I believe so much in that faith. And I kept telling people, like, Jesus came through my hands and he helped us. Like, that energy, I just turned over to the side, and automatically the car stopped on its own. We didn't have any brakes. I don't know how the heck to this day, but it stopped on its own. The guy that picked us up behind picked us up. He said, I thought you guys were goners, because my husband and my daughter were with me. My daughter was in the back, and I still remember, she just like, it was so surreal. And we all walked away from it without a scratch, and our vehicle just stopped. And that was my first real encounter with my spirituality, and an encounter with that energy that's out there, that invisible energy that's guiding us, which is our angels, our spiritual guides, God, creator, all of that energy. They're helping us and supporting us. And they will get our attention when the time is right. I wasn't ready in my 20s to do this work. It wasn't until my when, okay, now you're ready, Maureen. And they really had to get my attention. They really had to shake me up, because I am an accountant by trade. Everything has to be black and white for me. It used to be anyways, but now it's a lot different. And I was so focused on my career. I was so focused on climbing that corporate ladder. I was just so business oriented. And that was what I wanted to be when I went to high school. And that's what I went to university, got my training for that. But when that rollover happened when I was 40, and I thought, you know, there's more to life than just work. There's more to life than this 9 to 5 job, these daily routines, these daily chores. There's more things to this life. And that rollover, it was a blessing. It was definitely a blessing. At the time it wasn't, but now when I look back and I look at it, like, that truly was a blessing. That was a turning point in my life where I was able to connect with my guardian angel. I was able to connect with my spiritual side. I was able to connect with me. me. I knew who I was. And finally, it took me a long time to maneuver and understand what spirituality all meant. I didn't even know back then what chakras were. I didn't know what meridians were. I didn't know, how angels helped us. I didn't know all of that stuff. I had to learn from mentors to learn what spirituality meant. And I'm still learning. And it's been 20 years, and I teach Reiki, and I do all these things, and I share my experiences. I'm very active in sharing my life with others, which I never used to be. But of course, I guess Facebook and all that really helped open up. We didn't have that 20 years ago. But I love sharing my adventures with my spiritual guides and with my angels. I love sharing that part of me. And it's just incredible when you open up to that energy, what can happen to your life in your life.
For sure. Can you walk us through all the different services that you offer? Like you said that you do Reiki and you're an angel card reader. What else do you do?
Yeah, that's what I started off. It was angel card readings, and it's really branched off. When my dad passed away in 2013, I thought, I'm not going to hide anymore. I'm not going to be small anymore, and I'm going to I'm going to start learning more about the healing modalities that are out there. I love the Eastern culture, and I love the modalities that they have. I actually got into theta healing, and that's to work with your belief system, and it really helped me understand how our mind thinks and how those beliefs really hold us back when we have limiting beliefs, and how it holds us back and living basically and being joyful and being happy. Like some of our belief systems is just unreal. So theta healing helped me enhance my card readings. It got me into hands-on healing. I did Reiki as well, and I became a hypnotherapist, and I do a lot of work with that as well. And the one that really got to me, and the one that I'm really passionate about right now, is the AO scans. And I know we'll talk a bit more about that, but I love the way the energy comes to you, and how I always got nudges from my friends or from people telling me, Maureen, come and do this, or Maureen, come and do that. We had a lady coming from Fort Capel to do the angel card readings, and my friend said, like, she kept bugging me before that, and I just kind of stayed away from it. Now I was skeptic. I kind of believed in card readings, but I wasn't really there yet. And so I finally did cave in and said, okay, I'll come, because she needed 12 people. I said, okay, I'll come. And that, when I met those ladies and I went into that room, and it's just the energy and the vibe and just the excitement of learning this technique. And Bonnie Bogner was actually our teacher that came to Fort Capel, and she taught us how to do the angel card readings. And it opened up so many doors for me, and I was so connected to these cards. And I know why, because my dad, before he passed, he told me that my grandma, his mom, actually did tea leaf readings.
Cool.
And so that makes sense to me. So it's in my family. My great grandmother was doing this energy work many years ago. And so that's why this energy work came so natural to me, and why those angel cards really opened up that side of me, and how it really was my foundation to do all this other work that I'm doing now with Reiki and hypnotherapy, the AO scans, and yeah, I do aura readings. I do access consciousness bars. I do access facelifts. I do access body processes. Like I've learned all these modalities, and most of them are just like, they're just incredible. The protocols that you learn, and now it's just like everything is just, it's energy. It's just energy. Now I have all these techniques. So when clients come and see me, I can use whatever technique I need to use to help them get to the place where they need to be, so they can live their purpose in life as well.
Perfect. And that kind of goes into the next question. Can you explain what a lot of the energy and frequencies and vibrations actually means in simple terms to somebody that would be new in this space?
Yeah, that's a good question. So sometimes it's really hard to explain it, but I'll do my best. So energy is basically, our bodies are energy, our thoughts are energies, our emotions are energy. Even if you were to put your hands under a microscope, you see swirling in the microscope. And I always bring up the example of Dr. Emoto. He's a Chinese scientist, and he did this experiment, and he had these 2 cylinders of water. Just to explain what it can do to our body. He had 1 cylinder of water, and he put it in a dark room, and he had another cylinder of water, and he put it in a light room. And you can actually Google this under YouTube and just do water experiment, and it'll come up. What he did in that light room is he put in that light room prayer music. He had all these beautiful words: love, happiness, joy, abundance, like all of those high vibrational gratitude, like all of those high vibrational words and music and light in that room with the water. In the dark room, he had, it was just, there was nothing. It was just dark. It's just cylinder. And he had hate and like all those low vibrational words. They're not bad words. They're just low vibrational. The hate and the anger and frustration, all that low energy was in that room. And after 2 weeks, he took the 2 cylinders of water, and in the light room, the water was just like, the molecules were just beautiful, just like snowflakes, like white symmetry. And in the dark room, when it rains outside and the water gets all muggy and brownish and yucky kind of looking,
Yeah.
that's exactly what the water looked like. I always tell my students and my clients, because I share this story often when I'm in sessions or when I'm teaching, that scientifically it's proven that 70% to almost 80% of our body is made up of water. Plus our tissues and our organs are all energy. 98% of our body with our tissues is energy. So can you imagine if we are sad, if we're frustrated, if we're angry, if we're whatever those low vibrational stress or anxiety, whatever that is, can you imagine what our water looks like? Can you imagine? Just imagine that. So every time I get into those low vibrational energy, because we're human and we are going to get into that energy of those emotions, of those feelings, because that's what energy is I acknowledge it, I thank it, and I move on, because I don't want that in my water. I want my water to be clear and beautiful and flowing and doing good things for my body. So that's what energy is in a nutshell. It's basically just movement of water in our system, our emotions, our thoughts, our body, even the objects that we're sitting on right now, even our phones, they have energy as well, all the objects as well. So that's energy. And vibration, in simple terms, is basically how they resonate. So that would be like our aura in our body. So we have this beautiful body with this antenna, and it's just got electromagnetic energy coming out of it. So it's vibrating, and we vibrate, and our organs vibrate. So we're just like this big antenna, and we're just vibrating. Our body is vibrating at these different sound waves, at these different frequencies that are out there. And for frequency, I guess is the third one that you asked about. So frequency, I had to think about that for a minute. So frequency is like sound waves. So a good analogy would be a radio. So we have this antenna and then we have radio, and the radio is always tuning into the frequencies to get good music or to get a good channel. So we're the same way. Our body is tuning in to the frequencies that are available out there, which is the universe, the sun, the stars, the scalar waves, the whatever those waves are out there, that the universal energy that's out there that we're tapping into with our biofield. We're tapping into that energy with that radio station. We're always trying to get the proper radio station, to get the proper frequency into our body so that we can live a healthy, vibrant life. I hope that answered your question. I hope it's simple.
Yeah, it actually answered it really well. It's probably the best answer I've ever had regarding that, because it is, like you said, one of the hardest things to describe. Like when someone comes to you and they're like, what's Reiki? And you're like, I don't really know exactly how to explain, because it's energy and it's vibration and it's frequency, and it's really hard to explain it. But I love how you actually explained that and you broke it down. So thank you very much for doing that. The next question then, how would you be able to give some common signs, I guess, if someone is out of alignment energetically? Is there a way that you can tell if you're at a show or something like that?
Yeah, good question. I use my intuition. Basically, the angels and our guides, they're always, energy is always communicating. And I can just tell when people's chakras are out of alignment. I can just feel it. I can feel it in me when somebody is down and out, or somebody's having a hard time, or they just had an argument with a coworker or with a hubby or a wife, or, I just feel that energy. It's just like when you walk in a room and people have been arguing, you can feel that energy. So when people come and see me, I can feel their energy. I can feel what they're sensing. I'll give you an example because I love giving examples. I love telling stories because that way people remember better. And that's how I remember stuff, is by stories. So I had a client, I was doing an angel card reading many years ago, and she sat down across from me, and I could just feel something heavy was on her shoulders, and I just around this area, on her neck area. I could just feel like something was off. And her question was basically like, what's my life going to be like in the next few years? And like, am I going to be happy? Am I going to be joyful? That's what a lot of people ask. I said, yeah, for sure. Like, angels are telling me this, they're telling me that. And the question I had for her was, when was the last time you seen a doctor? When was the last time you had yourself physically checked out? She said that it had been a while. And I said, I keep feeling at that time, I didn't really understand the chakras, but I just said, there's something in your throat. There's something I can feel. I'm picking up on it. And I just know there's something going on there, whether it's physical or whether it's just emotional energy, but there's just some blockages going on in your throat area. I really encourage you to just get it checked out next time you're seeing your doctor, just to get it checked out. Because I know a lot of healers have a hard time sharing when they pick up on certain things, and we're trying to diagnose it, but we should never diagnose it. We should just share what we're feeling and what we're sensing, and just let people do what they need to do. And so I told her that. And a year later, this was in Lumsden, they had an expo in Lumsden that year. A year later, she came to me and she said, are you the lady that had talked about the clouds and the angels and all that? And I said, yeah, because she remembered me talking about that in our reading. I said, yeah, I talk about that all the time. She says, I had a reading with you last year, and I did take your advice, and I did go to the doctor, and I mentioned that I wanted my throat area to be checked. And sure enough, when she got checked, she had a CT scan done, and she actually had a benign tumor in her throat area, and it was growing really fast, and she actually had to go to the States to get it removed. And to this day, we're still friends, and she thanks me for being able to share that with her through the reading. And at that time, I wasn't doing energy healing. I was doing readings, but I was still picking up on the energies. That is something that will always sit with me, and I'll always remember how that the turning point for me. And okay, so I'm reading this energy, and I'm trusting it. And from this day forward, I'm going to tell everybody what I feel, what I sense, and I'm not going to scare them, but I am going to tell them if something comes through. And to this day, when someone comes for a session, I will scan their bodies like I did with that lady, and I will check every chakra, which is our energy fields, and it's attached to our spine. And there's 7 of them. There's 7 main ones. And as energy healers, we all do that. We all check people's energy vortexes. And to this day, I still do that. So it's just profound.
It is. It's amazing what you can pick up on. I know I was doing Reiki for a lady. She was in California, and I was doing it distantly, knew nothing about her. And all of a sudden in her liver area, I just got this like black. I actually pictured like an excavator coming in and just clearing out all this black sludge. And then she said to me after, when I told her this, I'm like, this is just what I picked up on. This is what I saw. And I never go into more because I don't know more. She goes, I actually have cancer in that area. I had no idea, but it just came up that it was black and it needed to be removed. It is amazing how we can tap into the energies, and we could do that even as ourselves with our own body if we took the time to, if we slowed down, if we listened. And that's where I feel like as humans, we just don't think that we have the time to do that.
I agree 100%. We don't. We're on 110 speed all the time. We're never at that 50% mode. We're always go, 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 go. Even when you're retired, I am retired. I'm still go, go, go. And I love it because now I can focus on what I love. And I've always loved doing energy work. Well, not the way I'm doing it now, but I've always loved, learning new things and trying out new things. And your intuition is always right. You don't have to be an energy healer to know what's going on in the body. You just have to listen. And I call it our inner compass. Our inner compass will always guide us. It will always protect us. It'll always show us, not only for ourselves, but for our family, for our friends. And if you do this as a business, it'll tell us for our clients. That inner compass is always guiding us. Just sometimes it can get a little mixed up because we're not taking care of ourselves. But when we take care of ourselves energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, then that inner compass is bang on, and it will share the information we need. And yeah, so when you're out of alignment, you feel it. You feel it. You just feel down, you feel tired, you feel brain fog, like you feel stress, you don't sleep well, you don't eat well. Like when you're out of alignment, you know, and that inner compass is not gonna work. But we as human beings, we will have our times. We're not perfect. We are, and I'm not perfect either. And I know you're not either,
No,
Dawn,
no,
even though
I'm
we just
not.
met.
No, I'm not by any means.
Even though we just met. I know that about you already.
Well, but that's everyone, right? Like you could sit there and you
Yes.
could list anybody and you're like, oh yeah, I can see where you're out of alignment or where you're not. And it is true. And we all go through it. And we all go through a point where we are in alignment. But then we're going to
That's
get
right.
out of alignment, right? And it's getting back to that. So, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you do a lot and you wanted to talk about AO wellness scans. Now, I don't know anything about this and I would really like to learn. So can you teach us?
Yes, I'd love to. You're actually my first student for the AO scan.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I've been doing AO scan now since last June is when I actually got introduced to it.
Okay.
Actually, end of May, beginning of June. It is a bioresonance, non-invasive scan. It has over 120,000 blueprint frequencies that scientists have actually documented, and for healthy people, for healthy individuals, that's in the database. So there's frequencies for abundance, there's frequencies for love, anxiety, stress, there's weight management, pain management. These 120,000 frequencies, you name it, it's in this machine. And I love the story behind the AO scan. And that's what really got me my attention. First of all, I had really bad digestive issues, and I actually had a scan done, and it actually told me exactly what I already knew. But now I had a report that showed me what was going on inside my body. And I was just blown away by the results that it gave me. And how the scan and what got my attention is that the scan was created, it's like 40-year technology. It's been around for a long time, the technology for 40 years. And the creator of the scan, his name is Lawrence Swenson. In 2008, he was going to all these different countries, to Russia, Germany, Spain, Asia, trying to find a technology, a natural way to help his son. His son's name is Michael, and Michael had cerebral palsy. And so his father, Lauren, was trying to find a way to help his son because the traditional way was just not working for him and his family. And Lauren knew there had to be something out there to help his son. His son was 5 years old, and he was starting to go around like against the walls with his hands, and it wasn't good. His prognosis wasn't good. So what Lauren did is he brought back this technology from Russia, and he built this great big theta chamber. It's just huge. It looks like I can't even explain. It's like it's just this great big egg, I guess, to visualize it. This oval big chamber, theta chamber, and he put his son in there every day. And a lot of these frequencies that I now have in the AO scan are in that theta chamber, because that theta chamber is still available in the States and wellness centers in the States, which someday I hope to go see and check it out. Fast forward at 40 years, his son's now 45 years old. He has very little signs of cerebral palsy. He has a black belt in karate. He knows 5 different languages. So I thought, wow, like
Wow.
if that can do that for Michael, and I thought, then I think this machine can probably help me with my digestive issues.
Yeah.
So I thought, wow, so those frequencies are pretty powerful. So I always do my research. Like when new things show up, like when I took Reiki, I made sure and did all my research with that. When I did the hypnotherapy, I did all my research on that. When I became Access Consciousness facilitator, practitioner, I did all my research on that. So when the AO scan presented itself to me, I did the research on that as well, because there's so much out there. You'll see, like we're starting to see a lot now, scan this, Cyto scan, Rife scans. Like there's so much of them out there right now. The AO scan showed up for me in the way that I needed. It's not a medical device by no means. It basically reads your energy, which I like because I'm an energy worker. So that really got my attention. And it looks at the different patterns in your body that are out of balance. And not only that, but it also gives you optimizing frequencies, all those healthy frequencies, 120,000 frequencies that are in the database. It brings those frequencies and it helps you bring your body back into alignment. Because when your body is in alignment, our body can heal itself. And I so believe that, because I was telling my clients that and my students that forever. Our body can be, once it's in alignment, our bodies are miraculous. Our bodies are a miracle. It knows how to heal. Our body knows how to heal. Just given the right tools, given the right energy, given the right frequency, giving the right vibration, getting into alignment, and your body can heal. So this scanner has helped me show people, this is what your body requires to get into alignment. So if you're having issues with weight, if you're having issues with stress, if you're having issues with pain, I can help you with that. I can use my modalities that I already have. Reiki is great for it, by the way. Reiki really helps with the connection, I find anyways. And I use a scanner and I run them through the scanner and I give them reports, and then we go through the reports and I show them areas that we can help them getting into alignment. The AO scan is just a tool that I use in my practice as an energy frequency healer to help enhance my clients better, give them a better service, if you will, on how to bring their bodies into alignment so they can have that joyful life that they want and be healthy. Like, I'm on no medication, and it's through energy work. Like, I'm 63 years old and I have no medication. I know sometimes you need that. Like, don't get me wrong.
Right.
The Western meds are required when you need them. I'm just so proud that I've been able to do it through energy. Anytime I had any imbalances or anything that went sideways, I was able to turn to my energy tools and now the AO scanner to help identify what those misalignments are, so that I can make better choices in my wellness, better choices so that I can nourish my body, better choices so that I can think clearer, better choices that I can be the best that I can be. So that's what the AO scan is.
I think it's something that I'm interested in now, because I'm the same way. I love energy work. I love healing the bodies. I think with my brother and his diagnosis and passing, that's the one thing that I've really turned to, is trying to be as natural as you can and as healthy as you can, and looking at that, because I do believe it is dis-ease in our body, where it's something that happened to cause that, right? Whatever it is, it could be, you're holding on to stored emotions, and maybe it's not even your stored emotions. Maybe it's your ancestral stored emotions. And that's part of my Akashics as well. I'm an Akashic Records reader. I go to Body Talk quite a bit, and we work on that kind of stuff as well, it's all of our energy, and it's stuff that sometimes it's not even, like I said, from us, but we have it and we have to figure out how to deal with it, so the next line of people don't have to deal with it, right? So no, you definitely answered. It was great. I was going to say, how does the idea that the body operates through frequency relate to what the AO scan is measuring?
The AO scan looks at the different patterns in the body. So like, our heart vibrates at a different rate. So it can check our respiratory system. The scan can check our lungs. It can check all of these frequencies that are vibrating in our body. Our body is vibrating all the time. So it's able to go into the biofield, which is our aura, and it's able to look at what's in there, like what is in our aura that's affecting us with these different stresses, or with whatever we're going through at that particular moment. It's able to pick up those frequencies or that vibration. Yeah, and what I love about it is that it can give us optimization and help it bring it back into alignment before it gets into the physical body. So it's actually working with your biofield before it gets into the physical. And when it gets into the physical, then that's when it's a little bit harder to release. Not saying it can't be released, but it can be released by the different choices that you make. So just trying to think of an example. So for me, I guess I'll use me as an example. So when I went to the doctor, when I had the AO scan done, after I had the AO scan, because the AO scan showed me that I had fatty pancreas. It also showed me that I had some issues with my liver. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor did confirm. It didn't say a fatty pancreas. It just said issues in the pancreas area, issues in the liver area. And the lady that did it for me, she just kept telling me that there's something going on there and that I should get it checked out. And that's what I did. Is I went to my doctor and I said I had this wellness scan done by a nutritionist, a holistic nutritionist, and she had mentioned there's something going on with my liver. We don't know what it is, but I have been getting some pains here and there on that right side. And I'm also getting pain on my left side as well, which is on the pancreas side. And she ran some tests. So she got me a CT scan done. And sure enough, it came back with the scan had already told me that I was having issues. There was some kind of imbalances there. There's something going on with the liver, because it does show you. There's a rating in the scanner that'll show you from 1 to 9, and mine was at the higher end. It was at a 9 when it was reviewing the liver energy. And so that was a big indicator that something was going on. Now, one scan doesn't tell you right away you should run to the doctor. Usually you look at patterns and have scan after scan, but me, I was so new to it. And I knew, though, intuitively, I already knew there was issues in my digestive area. So I knew, like, when the scan came through, I didn't need more scans, because I knew something was going on. The scan is already validated that I needed to go see my doctor. I need to go right away. So, but the scan helped me. I started doing frequencies for myself from June up till now. I started doing frequencies for myself from the scanner, and I changed how I ate. I'm eating way differently now. My diet's so cleaner. I'm no longer eating junk, because I used to be a junkaholic. I used to eat lots and lots and lots of junk all the time. That was creating all this havoc in my digestive system. In my own self, I made different choices in my eating, and I don't have those pains anymore. That's just so amazing. My doctor thought I had GERD. I don't have that pain in my left side or right side. It's completely gone. And so the optimization that with the healthy frequencies that are in the scanner, which I kept giving myself every single day, a few times a day. I have a little schedule that I follow, and it was just incredible for myself. And that's exactly why I needed to do this for me. I'm always try things on myself first before I share it with my clients or my students. It has to work on me, and I have to believe in it before I can share it with anybody else.
And that makes sense. Like, how could you share it with somebody if you don't believe it, or if you know enough about it? So I agree with that for sure. That's such an interesting story. I have struggles, I know, with my liver as well. I get live blood done, and it always comes up that my liver is a problem. So I do liver cleanses and stuff like that. But this might be something too that would be an idea to do as well to help out with that. And I've always had digestive issues, and I think my son as well has them. So it's something that I gotta watch out for. Can you explain like the different types of scans? So I've heard there's an inner voice, vitals, comprehensive. And then with that, what does each one of them reveal?
I love the inner voice one. The inner voice is basically how the scanner was the number one report, or the feature module that was in the scanner. We have all these different modules. And the inner voice is one that all you need is a recording, a 10-second recording. I ask for 20 seconds when I do with my clients, because sometimes it takes them a while to get going in their voice. So I want to make sure I get the best part of their voice when I'm doing the scan. And what it does is the technology is based on a lie detector test. So when you're doing an inner voice scan, it's taking your recorded voice and it's putting it in the machine, and it's comparing it to 2,000 healthy frequencies that are in the database, comparing your vocal cords, and it will come back with a report showing you what emotions are trapped in your body. So it'll come back with the 4 most trapped emotions. So 3 of them that are being most overused in the body, and it'll also show you the one that's most suppressed in your body. So that's usually the one that we really want to focus on when we do a scan. We want to make sure that we work on the one that's most suppressed to get that out of the body first, because we know that as energy healers. Usually those suppressed emotions have to do with some trauma or something that happened in the past that you're bringing either from this lifetime or past lifetimes. We really don't have to just figure out where it came from, which I really love. We don't have to put our clients through it. We can just say, okay, this is what the scan has revealed for you based on your vocal cords. And this is the emotion that we really need to work on. So it'll tell us ways to actually how to release that emotion as well. So whether it's hydration, whether it is seeing an energy worker, they usually say chiropractic, but it's usually energy work, body work, more vitamins, supplements, it'll mention as well. And it'll actually tell you where in the body those suppressed emotions are sitting as well. So say fear, usually fear will be sitting in the liver, but maybe it's sitting in the pancreas, or maybe it's sitting in the heart space. Who knows? The scan will tell us where those emotions are sitting, which I love. So I can use my intuition. I still use my intuition, even though I'm using the scanner. And I'll make sure, like when I'm seeing people or talking to people, that I'll make sure when the scanner is giving me these results, does it make sense for this person? And we'll do a walkthrough through that. The inner voice basically looks at your emotions and gives us a wellness plan on how we can help release those trapped emotions in the body. And that's what I love. I don't have to dig so deep because the scanner is already telling me. Most people, when they read their inner voice report, yeah, that's me. It's just so accurate because it's based on a lie detector test. So it's just incredible. This technology, I tell you, Dawn, is just amazing. It's just incredible. So that is the inner voice. The vital scan, it will look at our blood, our organs, our body systems, and it'll compare it to those 120,000 frequencies and see where we're out of alignment. So it does a vitals report. There's a hormones report in there. There's a food sensitivities report in there, which I used a lot because that food sensitivities report allowed me to figure out or see which foods I shouldn't be eating and what we're affecting, what we're bringing inflammation into my body. No wonder I was having pancreas issues and liver issues because I was eating the wrong foods. Even though they were healthy, they didn't agree with me because one thing that came up, which I loved at the time, was tomatoes. I used to eat tomato sandwiches. I used tomato soup. I used to tomatoes. That was me. And my scan, my very first scan, it showed that at 9. It showed tomatoes were inflaming my body. I thought, oh my goodness, they're healthy foods, but yet for me, they're inflaming my body. So I just cut them out. Not forever. I still have them once in a while, but not like how I used to. I do my scans to tell me what food sensitivities, what I should be eating. And yeah, the vitals, the blood, the organs, the body system. So it really goes through all of your body systems and tells you what's out of alignment and what's inflamed and where you need to focus on. It's just a really good report to have. Then there's the comprehensive report. Now the comprehensive report, I'm just giving you a really snapshot quickly of what these reports are because there's just so much more to them as well. But the comprehensive one combines the inner voice, combines the vitals report, and gives you image of these reports. So it could be, with me, it was my liver. So it actually gave me a picture of my liver and the areas I need to focus on. It gave me a picture of my pancreas and the areas I need to focus on. So it'll give you images just like an MRI would, and it'll tell you on the areas that you need to focus on. It actually gives you images on your eyes, areas that you need to focus on. So it's pretty comprehensive, and I love going through the reports with clients because it's a lot of them are nodding their heads, or a lot of them, okay, Maureen, I already knew this. Now I finally have something that's showing me. It's just not in my head.
Yes.
I'm just not, it's not just in my head. I actually have something now that's concrete. Well, that's not concrete because it's still reading your energy, and it's not medical by no means. It's not a medical device. I put that disclaimer out there. It's basically just reading your energy and helping you to make better wellness decisions, because that's what that report did for me. Once it confirmed, and I went to the doctor and I got the proper medical, tests that needed to be done to check, and it got confirmed what I was dealing with. Then I went back to the scan to help me. Okay, so what is inflaming my body? What can I eat so that I can have a healthy liver and I can have a healthy pancreas? That was my intention every time I did a scan. So the food sensitivities report would come back because it reads your energy. It reads what your intentions are. It's reading your energetic biofield. It's reading your energetic body. And it would always tell me what to eat. So I followed that report, and that's how I got my grocery list too. And I still follow that. And it's been like since June, so almost a year. And how can you go wrong? I've lost 30 pounds by just following what my body wants. And I thought I knew what my body wanted before the scan, but man, oh man, I didn't know what my body wanted, because healthy foods might be healthy for you, Dawn, but it may not be healthy for me. So the scan really helped me with that.
Went to a natural path, I think it was last year, with my son, and we did a food sensitivity, and it came back that he was sensitive to eggs. And that's hard because we eat eggs every single day, and we have chickens and we get farm fresh eggs. So I'm like, My gosh, I was like, eggs. And now I'm just like, have one egg because I don't know how to change his diet. Like, he's 4 and this is what he has all the time. This is what he wants all the time. But we had duck eggs at that time. I was like, could it be duck eggs? Because they don't say that it's duck eggs. They don't say it's chicken eggs or that it's quail eggs or something. I was like, not all eggs are the same. So maybe he couldn't have duck eggs. So we've done that. And I was always like, if it's hurting him, he would tell me that it's hurting him. If it's not making him feel good, he would tell me that. But maybe he honestly doesn't know, and maybe it is eggs. That'd be interesting to be able to do that one, to find out if it is actual chicken eggs for that case for him.
That's right. And I didn't know tomatoes were doing that to my body till I had the scan done. Like, tomatoes are healthy, eggs are healthy. And one thing about the scanner, it does differentiate between the ducks and the quail eggs and the regular eggs. So it does show that breakdown, which is nice. So it would tell you that. And if that was an energetic imbalance in his body, it would show you that. So yeah, so even though healthy food is good for you, it may not be good for another person. We're all different. We all vibrate at a different level. Like, our systems, our body systems are just so different. And yet we're the same. We still all have a liver, we all have a pancreas, we all have a heart, like we all have those same internal organs, but just how we nourish it and what we put in our body is different.
Yeah.
And we could be inflaming our body and getting bloated. Like, I used to get so bloated, I didn't know why. It was the foods that I was eating that was making me bloated. And now, my favorite foods haven't changed a lot, but there are some things that for sure, like, I don't eat anymore. Like, I don't eat chips anymore. I have the odd chocolate. I still love my chocolate. It's changed a lot for me.
I'm finding too that the chocolate just isn't the same. Like, it's not good chocolate anymore. So I'm getting particular about my chocolate. But I don't want to spend like $9 on a chocolate bar either. What happens during a typical AO scan session, and what can a client expect to receive afterwards?
Most of my sessions are remotely. Probably 90% of my sessions are remotely now, which is nice. So basically, all the client needs to do is I have a waiver form that they need to fill out. And I also have a recording that they need to do for me. It's only like a 20-second recording that I ask for them to do. And everything is done by text. I've created over 25 remote programs that people can take now. I have a parasite energetic detox program. I have a weight release program. I have a heal the past, create abundance program, ultimate fat burning program. I have a body shift journey program, 25 of them. And people love trying the different programs. People want an experience. Like, even though they're coming because they have an issue, they want to have an experience. And I have to thank my auntie for that, because when I first got the scan, it was so gung-ho and I wanted all my family to try it and it was all brand new. My auntie said, hold on, Maureen. She says, I don't want to know what's wrong with me. I don't want that scan. So it kind of pushed me back to really think, okay, so if my auntie's thinking that, there's probably other people out there that think just like my auntie. People don't want to know all the time what's wrong with them. So that's what made me go into this path of looking at ways to use these 120,000 frequencies, blueprint frequencies, that are perfect health and a perfect body. How can I use these frequencies? I know the energy. I've been working with energy. I've been creating programs for the last 20 years. How can I put these together and make a session for people remotely? I can do it in person as well. People want to travel and come and see me for Capella. I do have an office space at K2 training that I'm there once a week, every Thursday, to see in person, because some people want in-person sessions. So I am available for that. But I love the remote sessions. You don't have to leave your home. I'm texting you every day with information. I'm connecting with individuals daily. I'm going back and forth with them, asking them questions as we're going through the program. I have a 7-day program. I have a 21-day program. It's just whatever people want to experience and help with, and that's how my sessions are. I tailor them to what that person needs. So if there's something of the 25 programs that doesn't resonate with people, or they want something else, I'll create something else based on their scan. So if there's something in their scan that comes up, then I will create a program. I had a lady that wanted some pain relief, and I didn't have a program yet for pain relief. So I started working on that and started working with her and created this 7-day program just to give her some relief with her pain. So whatever comes up on the scan, if people want, I can create that program with these frequencies. And I use my guidance to create them. I ask the angels, I ask my spirit guides, I ask that universal energy that's out there to help me as I'm doing these programs. And one thing I forgot to mention about the AO scan is that when it's connecting to us, it's connecting to our biofield, to our electromagnetic field, but it's also connecting to scalar waves. So a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know what scalar waves really were. And I want to mention that they are the energy of the sun and the stars. So that's what scalar waves are. And yeah, I've done a little bit of research on that. And it's scalar waves is something that Nikola Tesla was tapping into that energy. He was an electrical engineer and he actually created powerless energy. He was actually the one that created Wi-Fi in the past, I'm pretty sure. He was so knowledgeable and he tapped into the scalar waves to bring energy to the universe. So this technology has his scientific information of the scalar waves connecting to it. It's in the AO scan. So are the Rife energies. That's Dr. Royal Rife. His energy as well is in the scanner. There's a Marie Curie. She also was into radioactivity. That information is also in the scanner. So we have all these amazing scientists that paved the way for the scanner that now we have access to on a handheld device. How cool is that?
So cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Wow. How do the balancing frequencies or sound files, like your inner voice tones, actually support someone's emotional or physical well-being? So maybe even go into like the parasite cleanse that you created. Like how does it actually work?
Good question. So I forgot to mention with the inner voice, after the report, you actually get balancing harmonics, music to go. And it's about 13 minutes. You get it identifies the 4 emotions that are out of balance in the body, and it'll give you harmonic balancing music that has radionics in it as well to help you release those emotions. So sound therapy is so incredible. And those emotions, when you listen to that music, it really puts your nervous system into a rest. It really relaxes and calms you when you listen to it. I actually have a hypnotherapist that actually has her clients listen to the inner voice music before her sessions. Then that way it calms their nervous system and it calms them into being more relaxed and more receptive to her suggestions when she does sessions with them. So that's what I do with my programs as well. With the parasite energetic one, that particular program and all my other programs, everybody gets the inner voice report. And they also get a mini vitals report as well in that program and all my other programs as well. And they also get the music. And they have to listen to that music at least once a day, if not, to a maximum about 3 times a day. Because if you listen to it too much, you just get too wired. It can be just too much. Unless you're like me and you, Dawn, we could probably listen to it more. But if you're not used to energy, it can make you wired. So I had a client like that listened to it quite a bit, and I said, "Slow down." I know you love the music, but you may want to slow down a little bit on it. So everybody's energetic level is different. So in these programs, you get the music. Yeah, it's just the harmonic music is so relaxing. Listen to it with headphones, and it's got the binaural beats in it. So it's going back and forth in your brain. And it's getting in whatever those emotions are that you need to release. It's really helping you get into that relaxation state, basically, and it's helping you move that energy quicker out of the body. I mean, we do that as energy healers, we move that energy, but the binaural beats and the radionic waves that's in the music, that sound therapy, it's just faster. So yeah, that's how the music works.
That's cool. I love learning all of that. And then some people may be skeptical of frequency-based healing. How do you explain this or its value and effectiveness to somebody that would be skeptical?
Yes. Early in my career, when I was first coming out of the spiritual closet, if you will, they bothered me a lot, and I would block them. I would try not to deal with them and try and push them away is how I dealt with it. Now that I'm more wiser and I've been dealing with them, and I set my intention now every day. I ask God, Creator, to bring only the people to me that I'm able to work with. So when I set that intention in a day, I don't get very many skeptics anymore, which is surprising. But when you set that intention to the universe and you ask Creator God to protect you, to guide you, to support you, those people can't come through anymore. And if they do, then it's a lesson that I need to learn. There's something inside of me that I'm holding on to, and they're just a reflection of what I'm actually going through. So I need to learn from them. I'll thank them in my head. I'll send them love. I mean, I'm still human. It still can bother me. And so I have to do my energy to release it, because you want everybody, as an energy healer, you want everybody to be healed.
Yes.
Right? You want everybody to know that there's this free energy. It's available to you. Why not use it? Like, why don't you do this? And you just kind of, you don't understand. But then I got to step back and think that I was there 20 years ago. I didn't believe in this stuff as well. It's not where I am now. So everybody's on a path. Everybody's on a journey path, and they're just not there yet. So basically, I just got to thank them for bringing that awareness to me. And there's something inside of me that I need to work with. So they're a lesson, basically, is what they are.
Right. I like that. And what are some of the most common issues that people come to you with, and how do AO scans help to address them? I know you've said like parasites you've done and weight loss and abundance, but are there any other common ones?
Yeah, there's the people that come, there's so many different things. Like the weight one's the most popular one, definitely. And the abundance one, the cha-ching one is what I call it, cha-ching. I just love it because it just rolls off your tongue. People come for the abundance one. And yeah, those are probably the two most popular ones that I have. And now I've created one, I call it the body shift. So now I combine week one, you do the detox program, because I always do my detox around the full moon, because of the parasites are the most active 2 days before a full moon and 2 days after a full moon. So I make sure and do that first week, focus on the parasites, work with the clients with that, because it does have a detox component in the scanner. And we do that for the first week. Then on the body shift, the second week, we focus on weight. So once we get rid of the parasites in the body and that energetic imprints of those parasites, then we work on the weight release. So the weight release will look at different ways of looking at ways that we need to, food sensitivities, I guess, would be the program that people would work with the most with. And then we have frequencies to help us with our immune system, will help us with our metabolism. It'll help us with things like that. So more on the weight release kind of part of things, frequencies. And then the third week, we work on the fat burning session. So the fat burning week is where we start looking more at the metabolism, getting that going, and looking at fat cells, releasing that too, because that's something in the scanner that we have as well. So that is kind of how I set up the program, so that we can work with your energy and just helping you with whatever you need in your life. And, one program may work for one person and it may not work for another. Like I have two different people. They're both doing the weight loss. One person has lost, in the last 3 weeks, has lost almost 10 pounds, where the other person hasn't lost as much. So, it all depends on where you're at with your body. Every program will work with you and will help support you. So it's really, the programs are there to guide you, support you, and give you the frequencies that you need to get optimized, is what they do. Every day you get optimized with your vitals and your body systems. You get clearing, you get shielding, you get EMF protection. What else do I do? You get a morning boost, you get energy boost. You also get at nighttime. I also have frequencies for insomnia, for helping you sleep better. Like I've been sleeping so well the last few months. It's just incredible how much I sleep, just sound, peaceful sleep, because that's when the body heals.
Yes.
The body heals when you're sleeping. And so that's kind of the guidance that I got from my guides, this is how you create this program, Maureen. And they started coming. I started my first program in September. I had been doing scanning for June, July, and August. I was getting familiar with the scanner. I was getting familiar with the frequencies. And I did my first program, was actually the parasite cleanse one, because I knew I needed to do something for my liver and I needed to do something for my pancreas. So I created the parasite energetic program. And I had people come. I actually had 6 people come. I was so surprised because it was just brand new to me. And I was just learning. I was actually putting the program is this going to work? Is this going to really help people? It's working for me, but is it going to help for other people? That was my thought process. And Maureen, just trust yourself. I kept hearing that, trust. And so I did it. And I just went out there and I haven't stopped. I had one lady start with me in September. She's still with me. she'll let me share this story because she actually helped me with another client and shared the story. And she came to a point with me where she couldn't, she's diabetic, and the doctors just basically, like, whatever they were doing with her, she was down to eating biscuits, I think, like no nutrition in her diet. It was just everything was going right through her. She was having a really hard time. And so I told her about the scan, and I told her about the program, and she said, okay, I'll give it a try. I need something. So I gave her hope, and I worked with her. She gave me honest feedback, and to this day, she's still with me. Every month she's lost over 25 pounds. Her diabetes is it's not gone, but it's livable now. She's eating nutritional food based on that food sensitivities report now. She's eating really wholesome food, and now she's sharing it with her family. And that's the most honor. When people share it with their family, I get emotional. When people share it with their family, then you know that you have impacted somebody's life.
Yes.
When they start sharing it with their loved ones, then you know that you've actually, she keeps telling me, she goes, Maureen, you have changed my life. Excuse me. You have changed my life. And it just gets me so emotional when I think of where she was and where she is now. And I said, oh my God, like, you did this. And she goes, no, Maureen, you helped me. I said, yeah, but you did it. You listened to your body, and you listened to what your body wanted. And you were so determined to make the change that you did it. And I'm just so proud of her. And I hope someday she's able to share her story with the world. I don't know if she ever will, but that's okay, because it doesn't matter to me. She is what keeps me going. She's the one that keeps me. She gives me the validation. She gives me the hope, and she's just such a blessing in my life. And I call her my soul sister, because she really, when something's brand new to you and you're doing things and you're trying to learn things, it's scary to put it out there. It's scary to put yourself out there. But when you get that validation and you've helped somebody turn their life around, and you see the change in them, it's like, thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you for putting me on this path. And thank you for letting me help that person and all the other people that are going to come forward. It's just so life-changing.
Oh, no doubt. That is awesome. That's so great for her and for you. And I know it's exactly like, you get those people that really do help validate everything that you're doing, but it's not even about that. It's just the life change, because as healers, we don't want to see anyone in pain. As healers, we want to help make someone's life better. And that's like me too. Even with the Akashics, I'm really diving deep into karma. I really believe that we have a lot of karma that we need to, in this lifetime and past lifetimes, get rid of. And that's like another one where I'll look at people and I'm like, oh, but I don't feel it's a this lifetime block. I feel it's a past lifetime block. And if we could work with you on that, bring it up, acknowledge it, and release it, then we can move forward with this, right? And so I'm so proud of her for doing that, and the work, because it's a lot of work on her. Because how many people are like, I'll try this, and then they just don't continue with it, right? Like, they get to a point, they're like, maybe I didn't see results in 2 days like I wanted to, and it took me 2 weeks, and then they just give up on it. So it's great that she's going through the work and finding out what works for her, because you can't just eat biscuits. I'm sorry. Like, it just doesn't work. We know that with our body, you need that nourishment. So that's amazing for her.
I agree 100%. It's incredible what she's committed.
Yeah.
And I have people that come and they'll try it and then they'll go away. And that's okay. At least they've tried it. And if it didn't work for them, that's okay. But I know, you know what, Dawn? Those frequencies are still working with them. If they plug in that music, they listen to that music, they're still getting connected to that energy. And that's what I love about what I've learned so far, is that about the AO scan, that balancing harmonic music is a game changer, and it definitely works for people.
And it's something easy. And it's something easy, I find too, right? Because like, my husband is one where he'll start something. We went to do a parasite cleanse, and it was $150 parasite cleanse. And I'm huge on parasite cleanse, because I know that we have 3 dogs, we have chickens, like, we get parasites. There's no way that we don't. So I'm like, no, I need to cleanse my body. I feel that my gut health is off. What used to didn't bug me. Like, I used to be able to eat some bread. I know I'm finding every time I eat bread, it's bugging me. Well, that I know is a parasite thing. I also know when I start grabbing for all the candy, all the chocolate, that's more parasites in my body. So I'm like, let's get rid of them. So I'm doing this parasite cleanse, and it's like 3 times a day. You got to take these pills and all this. Like, it's a way more intensive one than we've ever done. And he starts out, and I think after a week he just quit. And I was like, what? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I just get to the point where I quit. But I bet you this, he could listen to a frequency before going to bed, as you're getting up in the morning and you're doing your morning routine and you're making your coffee, put your earphones in and listen to it. And it's simple, it's easy, and it's right there. It's on your phone, and you don't even have to really think about it, and it's not taking a lot of time out of your day.
Exactly. And that's what people, yeah, because people are busy. They're busy with their families, busy at work. People just don't have time. So I've made the programs so accessible, and you don't have to do anything. I give you a text in the morning, you read the text, and then I do all the work for you, except you have to listen to your music. But you're getting the frequencies from the scanner, like the same frequencies that I'm getting from the scanner, you're getting as well. And it's through scalar waves that you're getting it. So yeah, you don't have to do anything, nothing. That's why I tell my clients, you don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
But if you really, really, really want to enhance it, and if you really, really, really want really good results, then do the affirmations that I send you. Listen to your music, follow your intuition. Listen to your inner compass, because it's guiding you. And through those 7 days or 21 days, I'm helping support you. But if you really, really want to dig deep, there is some work that you can do, but just listen to your body.
Yes, I like that. And then do you combine AO scans with other modalities or coaching in your practices?
Yes. Yes, I do. So I use Reiki to help whenever I do a session I have a group of people on my phone. They have different programs that I'm running for the day. I start my day at 9 o'clock doing scans. Then I'm doing another one at lunchtime, another one after supper, another one at nighttime. So I have all these schedules with all these people in my phone. So I combine Reiki with it. I combine theta healing with it as well. So before I do a scan, I get myself ready energetically, like you would as a Reiki practitioner. I do all those things. And as I'm doing the scans, I'm doing the Reiki healing, doing the distance healing with it. I'm also doing theta healing with it, helping people release the emotions. I mean, you don't have to do that. The scan will work without doing all that. But as an energy healer, why not? Add that extra on. Why not do it just to help people quicker? I'm finding I'm getting way better results by doing that, by taking the time. And I have the time. Being retired, I have the time to really focus on the scan, put my heart and soul in it. And once you get to know me, Dawn, I put my heart and soul in almost anything. When I believe in something, I put my heart and soul in it, and I just do it. And so I do the energy healing along with the scan. So when you're getting a scan in the morning for 20 minutes for energy boost, clearing, shielding, I'm doing the Reiki with you as well from a distance.
Nice.
And theta healing.
I love that. And then how can someone integrate what they have learned from the AO scan into their daily life? But that would be change of foods or...
Yeah, basically you're right. It's just following, I think I answered that question. It's basically following your body, listening to the music, harmonic music, and being open to receive the frequencies. I don't think I said that yet. You really have to be open to receive. If you're not going to be open to receive it, it's not going to work. You really have to be open. I'm sure it would, but if you're more open and more receptive to it and more just more into receiving that energy, the more that your body's able to open up and receive it as well. I mean, if you resist things, of course, it's going to be harder to get in. But if you open up and you open yourself up, I have some people will do meditation during it. They'll listen to their harmonics music. They make a whole kind of thing out of it just to relax. They kind of go into a meditation mode and it's their me time. That's what my sister says. My soul sister says. She said, "It's my me time." When you're sending your scans to me, Maureen, I'm laying on my bed. I'm listening to my harmonics. And I'm just zoning out, and I'm just getting into the moment. And she says she loves it, and she loves taking that time for herself. I mean, she doesn't do it all day, but she'll make one of the broadcasts, one of the frequency broadcasts from the AO scan. She'll make one of those her me time, is what she calls it.
That's a great way. And it's no different than with any healing. If you resist it, you're not going to heal from it, right? So even if you go into a Reiki session or you're going into even a psychic session or whatever, if you're resisting any of that, if you're saying, prove it to me, do this, you're not getting the full benefit of that 100%. So the more that you can be open to it, of course, you're going to get better results and see a lot of a change that way as well. If someone is curious but unsure about trying an AO scan, what would you say to them?
If they're curious, I would say to them, give it a try. Give it a try. What do you got to lose? I keep the prices pretty low. I've seen other people like me, frequency practitioners, their prices are higher. People say I give a lot, and I love giving lots. So give it a try. What do you got to lose? Where are you right now? What are you doing right now? Like, why not give it a try? But there's nothing that you're going to lose. a lot of people are afraid because they don't know, like, where is this coming from? What is it going to do to my body? So it's just the same kind of thing with when people come for a Reiki session or they come for other healing modality session. You have to educate them. You have to share with them. You got to put them at ease. You got to relax them. You got to listen to what their concerns are. Once I love it. Like when my auntie told me, Maureen, I don't want to hear what's wrong with me. That was good because it made me think differently. It really made me, it put me on a different path than I would have been on. Maybe I would have got to that path eventually, but it put me on a different path, and taking the scan and the knowledge that I have and making it into these programs that are an experience for people. So I try and educate as much as I can. I do tons of posts on Facebook to share the scan. I do, when people give me their testimonials, I always ask for permission. I never disclose their names, but I share their experiences on Facebook, and I kind of track it. So I tell people, okay, if you're skeptic, here's some people in the past that have gone through the program. If here, you can go take a look at it. And I just try and educate and share it. And I offer free scans too. So that's something that I like people to try. So, and usually when they try a free scan, they usually come back. If they don't, that's okay. But that's what I try and do, is I try and educate the best I can, like anything else.
I think sometimes too, people are scared because they don't know what the outcome is going to be. So they're used to feeling bad. They're used to having this problem. Who are they going to be if they don't have that problem? And I think that's scary for them sometimes as well. I mean, if you've spent 50 years having, knee pain, and you don't know who you're going to be, you might even be scared to have knee surgery for that same reason, because you're like, who am I? Now I'm going to be expected to do different things than what I'm doing now, or all of that. And I could see that being scary, but doing a scan like that and having it free and trying it, at least it gives them the ability, if that is, say, even an underlying fear that they don't realize, to be like, oh, but I am okay. I can move into this new person, and I feel good about doing that. So that's wonderful that you do that. Thank you for doing that. And then
you're welcome. I love sharing so that people can they can just get a taste of it, because the unknown is scary, right?
Yes.
So it is scary. So just try to get them as comfortable as they can and to give it a try. And that's what I love doing.
Exactly. And then just to wrap it up, this has been wonderful. I appreciate this so much. I'm so interested in this. But can you please tell the listeners where they can find you, and if you have any events coming up or anything like that?
For sure. So I have a Facebook page, Angel Spiritual Connections Wellness Center. And I also am on Instagram. I'm not so much on TikTok. I'm there, but not really posting a lot on there. And my email address is angelspiritualconnections@gmail.com. I have a website, angelspiritualconnections.ca. So everything is Angel Spiritual Connections. If you Google me, Maureen Bandas, you'll see me. I'm all over Google. I'm all over there as well. And I want to share with you, Dawn, if we have time, just my Angel Spiritual Connections. It just reminded me when the contact, I should give my number too. I'm at 306-331-5866. Angel, how I came up with that name, with Angel, because the angel saved me. My guardian angel, Rebecca, saved me. So that's how I came up with the angel name. And then spiritual, we're all spiritual beings living a human experience. So spiritual was something I had to have in my name. At the time, I didn't know, because I was guided to pick this name when I first came out of the spiritual closet. And that's what spiritual came at me. And then connections. We all need that connections with our spirit, connections with our faith. That's what makes us roll. That's what keeps us alive, is when we have that connections with ourselves, with spirit, with energy, with the universe, with God, with creator, whatever those connections are, relationships, whatever those are. That's what makes us human. So Angel Spiritual Connections is how I came up with the name. It's basically because to show people that there's another way. There's another way to this life. You don't have to be afraid of the unknown. You don't have to be afraid of things. You don't have to be afraid that something's not going to work again. I've tried a million things, but nothing has worked for me. You always have to have that hope. And that's what the angels do, is they give me hope, and they guide me, support me, protect me. And they can do that for you too. I'm nobody special. I'm nobody special. I'm somebody that had an experience, and I share it with the world. And I want to tell you that you can do it too. Everybody can do what I'm doing. Everybody can do it. All you need to do is listen.
Yes.
Listen and be open and take action. Those are the 3 things you need to do. That's all you need to do. So thank you, Dawn. God bless you. Thank you for this opportunity, for sharing with your audience, and for you making that post in Facebook and asking for people to reach out to you, because I think you're on the right path. I think you're doing an amazing job for showcasing, what's available, alternative medicine that's available to other people out there. And thank you so much for this opportunity. I really do appreciate you.
Well, thank you for being here, because I appreciate you being here. Like I said, I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful for you for teaching. And you do so much, like, just within our community. I see your name everywhere. And I know even Jackie, I've taken classes with her, and so have you. And she's like, oh, you're going to love her. She's so great. She's just, and you are. So I thank you for everything. And I thank you for helping everybody around, because I don't know if we have anyone else in Regina or Saskatchewan that does AO scans that we would know about, or things like that. So it's great. It's great to get it out. And I thank you for answering that post. I really, truly do. So I was really excited when you're like, I want to talk about AO scans. I'm like, yeah, so do I, because I don't know what they are. So thank you so very much for everything and for being here today. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
I am so grateful that Maureen Bandas came on and spoke to us about AO wellness scans. After the interview, actually have had the chance to have a free scan done. I haven't really looked into it. I haven't started any of the harmonics or anything. So I am going to start doing that, and I will get back to you on all that I've seen and all the changes that I've noticed. Wait for that in the next coming weeks. But I always like to do a card pull. Today's card pull is from the Soul Helper Oracle by Christine Ariana Fader. I know it's my favorite deck. What can I say? And today I pulled card number 26. The love of your dragon reaches out to you. So the short meaning is the realm of your truth is opening up. And the longer meaning is your truth is reflected in the eyes of your dragon, and the love of the divine sources of all beings sparkles within them. Your dragon is called on you to become a truly loving person. When you are united with your dragon and have a profound understanding of what your dragon is, you create an energy field that will guide you into your own blessed light, into a realm of truth and wisdom. With your dragon's eyes, you will see more. With your dragon's heart, you will feel more. And with your dragon's mind, you will understand the spirit of all things. Your dragon's love will heal every aspect of your being. You will perceive the true reason why you are here. Through the fire of love, this being will dissolve all the conditioning of the past that could divert you from the path of your truth. When you are your own pure truth, you will be able to make decisions that are worthy of you and your soul path, free from fear and your lower self. The love of your dragon is guiding you out of the shadows and into the light, onto the path for which you are intended. It is only on this path, lined with wisdom and self-awareness, that you will find your truth and hear the whisper of your soul. So your helpers for the next 21 days are going to be the power animal dragon, the herbal essential oil Spinknerd, don't know what that one is, sorry. The healing crystal diamond, ooh, who doesn't love a good diamond? And the number 8. As always, I will take a picture and I will upload it onto Instagram and Facebook for you, so you do have a picture of the card so you can see it. I'll also take a picture of the deck so you know what the deck looks like in case you want to go out and get the deck. If you want to do any Reiki healing, any Akashic Records reads, if you want to do access bars, please reach out to me. You can go to my website at elevatedsoulhealing.com. You can follow me on Facebook at Elevated Soul Healing and Instagram at Elevated Soul Healing. You can follow the podcast on Facebook at Elevated and on Instagram at Elevated Pod. If you want to be a guest on my podcast, which I would absolutely love to have more guests, one of my things that I want to do as well for this year is get more guests on. I love learning. I love sharing all of that with my listeners. So if you want to be a guest, definitely reach out. You can email me at elevatedsoulhealing@gmail.com. Of course, like always, I will leave all of this information in the show notes for you. And if you could please like, share, rate, review, I would truly, truly appreciate that. That is helping get my podcast out to other listeners. And one of my goals for 2026 is to get my podcast out to more people. So I thank you so much for being here today. I thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope that you have learned something or a lot of things. I know that I have. After doing this, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to look at my AO wellness scan. I'm going to start my harmonics. I'm going to get into a routine of doing that. I appreciate you very much for being here. I thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week.